Okay, my friends, welcome back to the channel. All right, today's video, I'm going to be doing an interview. I'm going to tell you more about it after my run because I've already filmed that part of it, so I'm not going to repeat myself here. But this is going to be good. You guys are going to learn just a little more about me. If this is your first time here, my name's Matt. This is my running channel, my running kingdom. If you like running, if you like talking about running, then this place is for you. Go ahead and hit that subscribe button. If you like this video or any of my other videos, please give it a thumbs up. It's like a virtual high five telling YouTube that you like that video and perhaps they could suggest it to other people. Yeah, so let's get into that. First we're gonna go for a run, then we're gonna interview. You guys are gonna find out a little more about me. Every day is just an effort in perseverance running here in Florida in the summertime. So, oh boy, today's run was 9 point, oh gosh, let me start again. Okay, today's run, a little too much enthusiasm. Okay, today's run was 9.4 miles or about 15k, 15.03 kilometers, an average pace of 8:25 a mile or about 5:14 a kilometer. Whew. Guys, you hear it here every day. Toasty, 87 degrees Fahrenheit or 30.56 Celsius. The feels like temperature is 96 degrees Fahrenheit, which is warmer, which kind of sucks, but it's really good now that it's over and I get to get back into the AC. All right, today's video, guys. So I was asked to do an interview by Matthew Pullen. His Instagram channel is Matthew's Running Journey and he runs the website hybridrunning.co.uk, and it's just like athlete profile asking me some questions, but it's on his website. So I am going to link to Matthew's Instagram right down here. I'm also going to link to the website in the show notes straight to the interview so you can go there and read it if you want. But for today's video, I thought you and we're visual people, right? We know each other through a visual medium, this YouTube deal. So I am gonna act out the questions for you. I'm gonna ask them and I'm gonna give you my answers. That way you guys will get to know me. Go ahead and give Matthew a follow on Instagram and definitely check out his website. But let me go back to the house, get changed, and we'll get into that. Okay, here we go. So, feeling pretty good after that shower, after a run and showered. It's like the best feeling of the day. But right now, you guys are going to get to know a little more about me from the interview that was published on hybridrunning.co.uk, and you can go to that website. I have linked to it in the show notes below. So I know I said that I'm going to be asking the questions and answering the questions, but I wish I had someone to ask me the questions. That way I could just speak to them like a normal person. What about you? Me? You're the only other person in the office. Are you drunk? No. You're alone in your office, Matt. Then who am I speaking to? I'm a fictional character. I'm your imaginary friend. I'm just a tool to help you make these silly videos that you spend all your time on. If I've made you up, then why didn't I make you a cowboy or an astronaut? Because you lack imagination. If you're a product of my imagination, why are you so argumentative? Why can't you just do as I say? What fun would that be? Well, it'd help me get videos out quicker. Whatever. So you help me? What do you want me to ask you? If you're me, you already know what I want. We're not that close. Okay. Read this. Okay, here goes. I'm ready. When or why did you start running? My real journey with running started when I met my wife. Now, I had been running for about 2 years before I met her, but I met her on the day of my first half marathon where she beat me by over 10 minutes. It was crazy. And then a couple months passed, I saw her at another race and I asked her out. And that was actually the day that she ran her first 3-hour marathon. It really encouraged me to level up my training, to take it to the next step, and to really get out there and increase my mileage and become the best runner that I could be at that time. Are there any tips you would give to beginner runners? Oh, I love giving advice. Okay, I would tell new runners to avoid the terrible twos. Too much, too soon, too fast. Now, this is because new runners, they get carried away with the gains. The gains come quickly when you start running and you start getting fitter and your aerobic capacity increases and running becomes easier and you see yourself losing weight, you see yourself getting faster, and all these gains come really quickly. But it's really difficult. It's really difficult because you get carried away and you want to keep making these gains at the same level of progress. But that can lead to injury. At some point, you have to slow it down. And the 10% rule is a good place to start. I would tell them to take it easy and slowly build their time and distance. Don't forget to incorporate strength training because that's a huge aspect in making you a better and well-rounded runner. Remember, we want to be doing this for the long haul. This isn't just a one-season deal. We want to be runners and athletes and active for our entire lives. Take time to reach your potential. Why did you start documenting your journey? So my YouTube channel really isn't about me documenting my journey, although it may do that to a certain extent. I knew I loved running, but at the end of 2018, I really felt like I needed a creative outlet, and my YouTube channel allows me to combine the sport I love with some kind of creative element. I really get a kick out of creating videos that could inspire or motivate or even just entertain my fellow runners. I try to make videos that live up to the channel's motto of be kind, be happy, and run well. Don't forget to tag all your photos with be kind, be happy, run well. How do you keep motivated to run? Motivation is a funny thing and it really can be fleeting. While motivation is nice when you have it, it can't be relied upon to get you out the door on a cold winter day, or in my case, a blazing hot summer day. While my hope is that I do motivate others, what we really need to get out the door on a daily basis is discipline. Discipline is what keeps you going on days when motivation can't be found. Keep this in mind. Motivation is often found after we start running. So if we don't have the discipline to start when we're not motivated, we may never find that motivation. How do you prepare for a race? This is a great question, and the races are going to come back, so it's important to know different ways of how to prepare, and my ways of preparing for a race have certainly changed over the years. I'm a lot more intentional with my preparation for races now, and I really don't start specific training for that distance until a couple months before the actual race. I'm a big proponent of the 80-20 rule of running, with 80% easy, 20% hard, but to be honest, I tend to lean to a 90-10 rule of running, with only about 10% of my running being a hard effort. I used to really stress out the night before a race, and there have been several races where I didn't sleep a wink because I was so excited and so stressed and so pumped up for the race. That really doesn't happen anymore. I'm a little more chill when it comes to racing now, and I generally find that I can sleep before the race. But if for some reason I can't sleep before a race, I don't let it get to me. Now, studies have shown that you don't actually need to sleep the night before the race. It's the preceding 2 nights before the race that really makes a difference. I guess my advice to people that don't sleep before a race is not to worry about it. It doesn't affect your performance. When it comes to food before a race, I really don't change anything. I know what my body responds well to, and I generally keep a pretty consistent diet that doesn't change just because I'm going out to race. What tips would you give for running recovery? Oh, this is a great question because recovery is a vital element of any runner's routine. I encourage all runners to be very thoughtful about it, be very mindful about your recovery. Every person is different and has their own orthopedic threshold, so it's important to find out what works best for you. Putting my feet up and watching Netflix has no place in my recovery program. I am a fan of active recovery. I do try and stretch and foam roll after every run, but admittedly, it doesn't happen. If it happens half the time, I am thrilled. Now, when I'm feeling tired, I may go out for a recovery effort, which is a very slow, very easy run where my heart rate is staying super low. And I find that really helps get the blood flowing to my muscles, and it doesn't leave me stiff the way a day off from activity would. How do you stay nutritionally healthy? How do I stay nutritionally healthy? That's a funny way of putting it. But I follow a plant-based diet, and I've been vegan for about 7 years now, and I've never felt better. I'm not a zealot about how I eat, but I would encourage everyone to try a plant-based diet, at least for a little while. There are many valid reasons to try a plant-based diet, but if you're an athlete and you've never considered it, I recommend you give it a try. I think you'd be surprised at the benefits and the changes that you see from it. If you do try a plant-based diet after watching this interview, let me know in the comments below and reach out to me and let me know how it goes. Perhaps we can do a video about it. What do you feel is the most important part of running? Now, if you ask 10 different runners this question, I bet you would get 5 different answers. And what I mean by that is, I think most people are going to say that consistency is the most important part of running. It's pretty intuitive, right? If you practice an activity consistently, you will get better at it. Running is no different. Find out the schedule that works best for you and stick to it. Refer back to answer number 4 on motivation and discipline for what to do when you're not feeling like sticking to your consistent routine. Do you feel pressure to run because you influence people to run? Okay, I'm a little hesitant. I'm a little hesitant about saying that I do influence people to run, but that is the goal of this channel, so here goes. I feel no pressure to run because I influence others. If anything, I want people to know that it's okay not to run. Let's love running for the activity it is and what it brings to our lives. It enriches us and brings us together. It makes us healthy. It lowers the chance of several diseases. It also builds relationships. Now, just because it has all these benefits doesn't mean we have to do it all the time. I want people to see that side of it too. There has to be balance. Where is your favorite place to train? Okay, this is going to be a pretty weak answer, but my favorite place to train is anywhere from my house. I like the convenience of it. I like being able to run a loop and then come back to my house and shower and foam roll and stretch and get into the air conditioning and take a drink without all the drama of being in a new place or having to get in the car and drive home. With that said, my wife and I celebrated our 10-year wedding anniversary last year and we went to Alaska, and I can say that I have never trained in a more beautiful place. So if I had to say where is my favorite place that I've ever trained, I'm going to have to say Alaska. There are several videos on my channel about my training runs in Alaska. I will link to one of them up here, and I will link to one in the card at the end of the video. All right, my friends, thank you for paying attention. Thank you for indulging that whole production. Took a bit of time. Took more time than I actually like to spend doing a video. And believe me, I spend a lot of time on these videos. Guys, if you enjoyed it, please give it a thumbs up. Make sure you check out Hybrid Running. Check out the article in print or internet print. Obviously it's not in print, but go ahead and check that out. Guys, be kind, be happy, run well, and I'll see you soon. I've got a new video coming out in a couple of days.